So today is the first class for the uh, international relations, India and the world. Okay, and as you are going to attempt a very new subject for your civil services examination, you need to know that how you can prepare for this international relations, one of your dynamic topic out of your syllabus. Okay? So this international relations topic, it will help you for your both general studies as well as it will help you for your political science and IR optionals. If anyone who is having. So we will try to understand this international relations very closely. We will talk about numerous numbers of topics which are frequently asked in your civils examination. So our focus is to understand not only the factual parts, but also to learn how to write a good answer. Because ultimately, your performance is evaluated based on how you answer to question. So our approach should be always exam oriented, be it prelims exam, be it mains exam, specifically mains examination, so that you should be well versed about the techniques in the answer writing. All right. So then, should we start, all of you? Or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just wanted to understand from all of you, what do you understand by international relations? What do you understand by international relations?
Sir, it is the relation between the various countries.
Okay, that is a good attempt. Please try to come up with more answers. What do you understand by international relations?
So India's relationship with the other countries.
Very good. And
So it's the relationship between one country with another country due to economical and political and other beneficiary issues.
okay,
Sir, it's all about how India represents itself to the world.
fine. And new points who can add? Please try to come up. We are here to, because this IR topic is more about interactions, more about discussions. You know me that my lectures are never monotonous. Okay, it's not that I only speak. You also need to participate in the discussion. Then only you learn more things. Yes. Any new points you can add to whatever Nirmalya, Subhranshu, Daisy, and Uttam has said?
So it is a field of study which is focused on understanding the international relationships between different countries and nations, especially basing upon law, political issues, and cultures, diplomacy, etc.
Okay. So you see that when we talk about this international relations, it has many dimensions. Try to understand. Okay. What I'm saying, that when we talk about international relations, it has many dimensions. It has global politics. It includes the economic dimensions. It includes the social dimensions. It includes the, you can say, strategic dimensions. And more often, you can also say like diplomatic dimensions. And sometimes you can also say like peer-to-peer dimensions. Okay, understanding my point? So what I'm trying to explain, that international relations subject itself is a very vast subject, which includes many dimensions, including political, social, economic, strategic, diplomatic, cultural ties, peer-to-peer dimensions. Many aspects are there. But as per the syllabus of civil service exam, we will understand as to what is required specifically for these examinations. Okay, because international relations itself is a master's degree topic. If somebody, especially those who those who do the political science graduations, so after that they can choose the international relations as master's topic. But here we no need to do the master's or PhD. We are simply here to clear these examinations. So we must know, out of this vast syllabus of international relations, what we have to study. Okay. As I told you that there are many aspects of the international relations. First, let us focus on outlining the syllabus of your studies. Then we will talk on the various aspects. I'm just sharing my screen. You see, now there are many things. So, for example, the series which we are going to start today is India and the World. Okay, this is one of the series which we will be starting from today. There are many other things like global politics. Okay, global foreign policy. So you can say that out of the entire international relations, according to your syllabus, specifically India and the world, global politics and global foreign policies, and you can also say that Indian foreign policy is also one of the part, Indian foreign policy. Okay. So this is more, I'm just outlining the broader sense. So these 4 important points that covers your international relation: India and the world, Indian foreign policies, global politics, and global foreign policies. So this 4 number of points, 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of these points are for political science PSIR optional. Okay, the students of the PSIR optionals, we have to go through all of this: India and the world, Indian foreign policies, global politics, global foreign policies. These are the 4 stages of the international relations that includes in the PSIR optionals. However, as per the general studies is concerned, we will focus on these 2. We will focus on these 2, that is of general studies. So India in the world and Indian foreign policies is a part of your GS syllabus. And all of these 1, 2, 3, 4 points, India and the world, Indian foreign policies, global politics, and global foreign policies, all these 4 parts are of PSIR optional. Okay. So this is the reason why we start with the first one, that is called as first series, India and the world. Okay, so that it covers for the entire dimensions, the people who are studying from the general studies as well as for the PSIR optionals. For PSIR optionals, I will separately provide some additional points which are necessary for the optional point of view. But first, the basic foundations for the the international relations of the India and the world and Indian foreign policies are same for both GS as well as PSIR optional. Now, looking into that background, what we will understand, we start with a series of the India and the world, that is a completely new series. We try to complete the chapters of the India and the world, and then we will complete the Indian foreign policies. There are brief foreign policies which are required. So that's it for our topics. And for the optional people, I will additionally take up the other classes as well. So first thing first, India and the world. First thing first, India and the world. Now, what we will understand in the India and the world. Okay, let us first focus on this. As the topic itself is international relations, how India maintains its relationship with the other countries through political, through cultural, social, economical, diplomatic, and peer-to-peer. That is how defines the India in the world. The India in the world starting point. Now let us try to talk about and try to outline the syllabus for the new series of the India and the world. Just give me a moment. Now, if you look at this, the International Relations India and the World series syllabus, what we have to understand is that we have to study about the India and its neighborhood. Okay, how India maintains its relationship with the neighborhood countries, that we have to understand first. This is the first priority. First, we understand our neighborhood. Okay, then see, when we talk about a relationship, it has many dimensions of relationship. You can say one way of relationship is bilateral. What do you mean by bilateral? Let's say India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan. This is bilateral. Bi means what? Two. One country with another. Okay, one country with another. So this is your bilateral relations. What about regional? Regional, you can say, like, for example, SAARC nations, or maybe ASEAN. They are regional, or maybe you can say like European Union. They are regional. What about global groupings? Global groupings, for example, G7 countries, G20. They are called as global agreements. I hope you are understanding. So what I'm trying to tell you is that when we understand the international relations, we have to keep in our mind that is it bilateral? If yes, then what would be the diplomatic ties, political ties, strategic ties, etc. If it is regional, let's say for example ASEAN, or maybe for example SAPTA, or maybe for example RCEP, or maybe for example SAARC nations, then this is a more regional. Regional means what? Only a limited group of people. Let's say for example SAPTA. SAPTA is only for the South Asian countries. Okay, so these are more regional groupings. They are multilateral, but they are regional groupings. What about global groupings? Like for example United Nations. United Nations, you can take one of the example of global groupings. Like let's say for example WTO. The purpose of United Nations or WTO might be different, but there are many countries who take part into those, I would say, the international relations and diplomacies. Okay, then what we will understand? We understand the effect of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest. You see, now, when you try to understand India's international relations, you see that there are two groups of countries in the entire world. One group, you say developed in terms of economics. Like for example, UK, USA, Germany, France, etc. They are like developed countries. Okay, and what about developing countries? Like for example, India, okay, more South Africa, some of the African countries, some of the South Asian countries. They are developing countries. They're still developing. They are not mature. Their economy is still in progress. So we need to understand that how India's interest, should we incline towards the developed countries, or should we give more time towards developing countries? And if we give more time to developing countries, how it is going to affect to developed countries that we have to take care of? I'm just giving an example. You know that we have a good relation with Russia also, and we have a relation with USA also. But USA and Russia both are ideological difference. For example, USA is more inclined towards capitalism, and Russia is more inclined towards what? Communism or socialism. Okay. So when India tries to maintain relations with both the countries, of course, we try to maintain a neutral relationship. However, we also need to think when we maintain relation with USA, we have to think, are we hurting Russia? Or if we try to maintain relationship with Russia, then we have to think, are we hurting USA? And if we are hurting, then how it is going to impact us? Is it going to impact us as a much more scale? If yes, then maybe we need to rethink about it. So this is how we understand about the policies and politics, and especially India's interest. Okay, especially interest. Try to understand one more point, that in your syllabus, especially the general studies syllabus, you no need to understand the global politics part. Like say, for example, how USA maintains relations with, let's say, for example, Iraq. That is of PSIR optional, not of GS. Okay, might be some important point is important, but details are not important for your GS. So we will only understand initially in this particular India and the World series, we will specifically talk about the international relations along with the interest of India only. Okay, so that should be our focus. Then the next point which I have mentioned here is Indian diaspora. What do you mean by Indian diaspora? Indian diaspora stands that there are many people, might be Indian origin people, or maybe there are people, they went to some other countries for studies or for work purpose. So there are many people, Indian people, who are in different countries. So, and also you know that the Indian diaspora, those people are called as diaspora. So they contribute immensely to the economy of India. Okay, how? Because when they work, they earn money and they transfer that money to their maybe family or friends or etc. So we also need to take care of them, and especially the important international institutions or agencies, like for example, United Nations, SARC, SAPTA, RCEP, etc. Those things we need to take care of. So this is your broad outline of the India and the World series, which I'm planning to start from today onwards. We will be starting this series where this is our syllabus and we should focus on this. Now, this is the broad outline. Okay, this is the broad outline. Now, let me tell you the detailed syllabus of India and the World series. Okay, first, what we will do, we will start with the bilateral relations. What we will do, we will start with the bilateral relations, and slowly in the end, we will focus on some of the multilateral relations. Interesting, India. So I'm sharing with you the screen. I'll show you the bilateral, some of the relations, the detailed syllabus, what we have to study as per your syllabus. You see, if you look at this particular slide, the detailed syllabus, the chapters which we are going to learn, especially the India-Nepal relations, India and the Bhutan, India and Afghanistan relations. India-Afghanistan relation is, by the way, is more important in the recent times. Why? Because now USA has withdrawn its troops, withdrawn its soldiers. So now Taliban is much more active in that region. So this is the reason why India and Afghanistan is much more relations, and you may expect some questions in your upcoming civil examinations from India and Afghanistan because of this Taliban issue. Then you have India, Bangladesh, you have India, Maldives, India, Sri Lanka, India, Myanmar, India, Pakistan, India, China. Then you have certainly the South China Sea dispute. Might be you have heard about this particular topic. Then we have security challenges in Indian Ocean region. Okay, IOR, there is an Indian Ocean region. So what are the security challenges that happens? Because sometimes you might have seen that, let's say, some Chinese ship are crossing the Indian Ocean region that they should not do. So what are the security challenges we have? This is the first detailed topic of the India and the World series. If I move to the next slide, then we need to understand some of the other topics. For example, the first topic which I have shown you, this topic, this is more specific to the neighboring countries. Okay, this is more specific to the neighboring countries. As in the syllabus, you need to know some more topics such as India and Africa, then India, Australia, India, Germany, India, UK, India, USA relations, one of the most important. Then you have India, Russia. Okay, you have India, Russia. Then you have WTO, IMF, Nuclear Security Summit, United Nations, BRICS, BIMSTEC, IPSA, SARC, Asian, G20, etc. Then you have non-aligned movement, NAM, and India and ASEAN Economic Corporation. So this is your detailed syllabus of the India and the world and your international relations up to the general studies. For the PSIR optionals, then as I told you that there is a separate, much more depth of global politics and global foreign policies that I am going to deal with separately. So just once again recalling to all of you what we are going to study. We will focus on first India and the neighboring countries, these bilateral relations. Okay, bilateral relations, where we will study about the neighboring countries, like for example, Nepal, Bhutan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Pakistan, China, and certain disputes. Then we will try to understand some of the other important countries, because see, India has relationship with more than 190 countries. Okay, India has relations with more than a lot of countries. So as I told you, the syllabus is so vast, it is sometimes almost not possible to cover each and every topic in detail. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to be very specific while studying the topics. You cannot cover all the countries for your international relations. You need to choose only specific topics which are important. I'll tell you, don't worry, I will tell you that how do you choose which are important and which are not. Okay, so in the this India and other countries and international institutions, we will study about all of these countries. So now we have understood the syllabus. Now the question comes, is sir, there are so many bilateral relations. Which is important, what to read and what not to read? So my advice to you, that when you give the examination, the exam date, before the exam date, at least a 1 year or 1.5 years, I'm sure that you must be reading the newspaper regularly. At least one national newspaper, either the Hindu or Indian Express. I hope that you are reading the newspaper regularly. So in the newspaper, you must be coming across a lot of news, especially this international news or the world news. So my advice to you would be, focus on the recent topics, because international relations is the most dynamic topic. Okay, it is the most dynamic. It is not like history that something is written already, and you try to read one book or two books, you try to memorize the facts and informations, so you will be able to answer it. So it's not like that. As you know that international relations always changes with time. Okay, so what has happened 50 years before, today the scenario or the situation might be changed. So this is the most crucial information I am giving to you, that you have to update yourself with this international relations topic. Number one. Number two, last 1 to 1.5 year topics you have to read. And whatever news comes in that newspaper, you have to go through each and every news. Especially I'm talking about the international relations. And if you feel that one topic, let's say for example, the most common topics are like India-USA relations, India, you can say that Pakistan relations, India, Afghanistan, India Bank, they are like most common topics. Every year that in the news it comes. But let's say for example, India and Seychelles, okay? Let's say India and Congo. So hardly you find any kind of news for this type of country. So you no need to focus on that countries. So my advice to all of you that you have to be smart enough to choose your topics, which one to read and which one to leave. So you must give more time to learn those topics which has come recently in the news, and give less time to the topics which has not come at least a 1.5 year or 2 years, which has not come in the news. So that is my advice. Now, second point is that, sir, what is the source of the information? Where do I learn these international relations? Is there any book? The answer is no. I would not recommend any books for a very simple reason that international relations topic is dynamic topic. It's not static, it's completely dynamic. So the things keeps on changing. So what I advise you, the only source which you can rely upon is the newspaper. Okay, either The Hindu or Indian Express. Both of are very good. In fact, editorials are extremely fantastic. So you can follow that newspaper. Along with that, I am also going to give you the detailed study material, the handouts and study material for this international relations after each of the topic which I'm talking. So after that, I will be also providing you from my side the detailed study material. If you read that, it will be sufficient for your examination. You no need to go for any extra information. You can, but but it will be sufficient. That is what I can talk about it. So these are two sources. Apart from this, I would advise you that you regularly visit one of the website, that is MEA. What is MEA? Ministry of External Affairs. Ministry of External Affairs. Government of India. Okay. So you will get most authentic informations in that Government of India website, Ministry of External Affairs. Then in that Ministry of External Affairs, there is a YouTube channel also. I would advise you to go for it. There is a this is YouTube channel is can be, you can get it like most authentic informations. Then in addition to, I would also advise you to watch Rajya Sabha TV. In Rajya Sabha TV, you will get a series called as India and the World. There is a playlist in the Rajya Sabha TV. Okay, you can watch in the YouTube channel, Rajya Sabha TV, India and the World. The good thing about the Rajya Sabha TV is that you will get the people who are like former diplomats, who are ambassadors, who are like very eminent personalities, whom you don't see in any other news channels, not even other commercial news channels. You don't see them because they don't come in those news channels. They will come only in Rajya Sabha TV or Lok Sabha TV. So I would advise you to watch regularly this Rajya Sabha TV. The series is called as India and the World. Okay, so where you will get an ample opportunity to get the analysis part. How do you analyze a topic? If there is a India and let's say for example Pakistan issues are going on, then there will be like expert debate and discussions about that specific topic, and the people will be coming very eminent people. So when you watch to those, when you listen to those videos, automatically your analytical power and analysis would be much more enhanced, and it will definitely help you for your mains answer writing. So before I proceed further, I just want to reconfirm that what I have told you today. I have told you that what is the India and the world. I have told you international relations has many things. Then I have told you that what is the general studies syllabus, what is the PSIR total syllabus. Those students of the PSIR, they have to read complete. The students of the only general studies, okay, they have to read specifically related to India. Then we start with the series of the India and the world, where I have told you that you have like bilateral relations and multilateral relations in Indian foreign policies. That is a general studies syllabus, including the PSR. There I have told you that what do you expect in the international relations as far as the syllabus is concerned. Then I have given you the detailed syllabus, the bifurcations of detailed syllabus of the India and the world. Then I have told you one of the most important point, that how do you select the topics? You select only last 1 year or 1.5 year of whatever news or whatever countries that has come in the newspaper. You try to cover those topics. Okay. Then I have also told you the most important resources where you can get some more knowledge. Number one is the Ministry of External Affairs website. Number two, I will provide you my own notes, the international relations notes that will be sufficient for your study. If you want to enhance your analytical skills, you can watch the MEA YouTube channel that is free of cost available, and as well as this Rajya Sabha TV, India and the World, where you will be getting most authenticate informations for your preparations. Okay.
Sir, is there any textbooks we can follow to clear out our basics?
Well, in fact, you see, there are many books in the market, but where I see that some of the books informations are not comprehensive. Okay, had it been the case of the PSIR optional, I could have recommended some of the books, but especially for the bilateral relations, I don't see any books which will help you to comprehend your information. There are many books, by the way, in the market. So what I would advise you at this point of time, I would give the notes and the teaching, especially how I'm going to teach you. I will not only teach you the recent one. It's not that the last 1 or 2 year I'll just teach and I'll complete this topic. No, I will start the beginning, how the India and the, let's say for example, India and Pakistan. I'll start the topic from the very beginning of the India and Pakistan relations and how it has changed over a period of time. So you get an insight from the very beginning of the international relations to up to date. Till today, whatever topic which I teach, so from the beginning till today, I'll be covering the entire topic so that you no need to worry about it. Okay,
Okay,
just
sir.
okay. And one